My name's Paul Flores. I'm from San Francisco, and I'm a poet and a playwright and the producer um, of We Have Day. Well, we were canceled. Our tour was canceled in March 2020. So we had to find an alternative to keep the, life of the project going. And, when everybody is kind of sheltered in place and not able to connect, it's easy for folks to forget about some of the work that they were doing before the pandemic because, crisis takes over. And I think like everybody at different times throughout the pandemic got really small and, kind of we're just thinking about survival. And, art making wasn't a huge priority. Around a year after the pandemic, in March 2021, I spoke with Miami Light project director Beth Boone about, or do you have any plans to ever present We Have Day if you guys open up? And she says, Paul, we won't be able to open up at all in 2021. Let's do something else. Let's record a CD. We have a new music production project going here where we're collaborating with an engineer and a producer to make music. Would you like to record the music of We Have Day instead of waiting for us to present you because we don't know when we're going to open? Why don't you consider recording? So we did. We got support from the National Performance Network. We got support from Miami Light Project. We got support from Macla in San Jose and Pregones Theater. They all brought their resources together to say, yes, we would like to hear the music that you created for the piece. And so I contacted Yosvani and I said, Yosvani, do you want to record the music? Do you want to make a CD? And he said, well, of course, of course I want to make a CD. But what will we record? How will we turn the play into a representation, a musical representation on CD, an album? How do you turn the play into an album? And so we came up with a strategy for what we would record. Rosalba and I went through some of the narratives of the play, following different stories that happened to four people, these four Cubans, and we broke them down into short monologues and brought the music in to help give people a context of what they're listening to. What's the story behind the music? And then we also recorded the jazz tracks written by Yosvani Terry and had an amazing band come through and record with him. And we got to meet Xiomara Laugart, and she's an amazing singer. We got to have this amazing studio called the Samurai Hotel. And now we have just completed wrapping up the recording, and it was outstanding. It was really amazing. I'm so happy with it. I think number one was to make a really wonderful sounding piece of art. I think we wanted music that sounded great. We wanted engaging stories that when somebody's listening to it, they're going to want to get interested in the character and find out what happens to them. So I play Christian, who's a Cuban American who wants to return back to Cuba to reconnect with his roots. And in the journey, he discovers all kinds of cultural, historic kind of connections to the island, including spiritual experiences that he has at Cobre in Santiago, as well as in Havana at the International Poetry Festival. Journey. So I think this CD represents the journey of, travel through Cuba internally. What is it like for people in Cuba to move throughout the country, from the countryside to the urban center, from the urban center to the United States, from the United States back to Cuba. I think that was like this journey that the play takes, and I think that's what I'd like people to receive when they listen to this piece, like a kind of musical journey through Cuba and the United States. And you know, it's been fun talking about what what the CD could capture as far as, like, you know, someone's experience of Cuba by listening to this CD, someone's experience of the immigration process. And so I kind of also want people to learn these immigration stories. I would love people to be more aware of what Cubanos go through, what Caribbean people go through when they immigrate to the United States. I'd like folks to be more aware of that water crossing. So water plays a big deal in this play. You hear long sections about Yamaya because the Cubans live on an island and they immigrate to the United States through crossing water at some point or another. And we actually represent that in the play. And in the CD, you'll hear the water crossing. And to me, that's a different journey to represent. So I want people to learn the nuance of Cuban immigration. I want people to appreciate Afro-Cuban culture. I want folks to learn more about Black immigrants in the United States. I think that's really important. So I'm really ambitious. I have all these like dreams for this CD to accomplish. But I hope that folks will dig the CD enough to ask for the whole show, to want to see it produced again. And that's why we've made a CD. That's why we have enlisted the support of so many great people. So my hope is that the CD is a door to learning more about Afro-Cuban culture, about Cuban immigration, and I hope that the CD is also a door to wanting to see more and see this play produced live again after this pandemic.